Okay, welcome to the session, everyone. We're gonna get started here in just a little bit, few minutes. So I'm just gotta get myself situated. So let me turn everybody's voice back on. You can hear everyone.
Sure, I'm taking as a pet.
Yeah.
For which one?
He's the what'd you call it?
The Zme.
Ms. May?
Zmey. Z-M-E-Y.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a little tough to actually. No, E-Y.
We had him as a pet, and we could use him to help fend off any void dragons we ran into.
Rockman will remember a similar experiment was conducted once.
Well, Mongo's now disguised as a void dragon.
You
Yes.
could make that roll.
Did Brahm have something to do with that?
No.
No, that was just
The,
Mongo harvesting a head.
Oh, is he wearing the dragon head on his top of his head?
Sure.
Cosplay is disguised self for a barbarian.
Yeah.
It's his trophy.
Okay.
I mean, who wouldn't be renowned when they walk back into town with a rotting dead dragon head on their as using it as a helm?
us.
It would get some attention, I'm thinking.
It would get attention, yes. And that is a really high roll. Wow. Okay.
Little bits of
Especially-
flesh dropping
know
off
if
in your
we-
wake.
Yeah,
I don't know if we
depending-
need attention. We're gonna arrive back in whatever that town was called, and they're just gonna have posters of us at like each gate.
Yeah.
Do the do not admit list.
Exactly.
That's what I put earlier in the chat. It's like, we have to find out if we have a wanted poster so we can collect them for a souvenir.
Okay, let's clear this.
That is renown.
Yes, yes, it is.
We're going to have a hell of a prison rep.
Okay, so we'll add you guys on here just in case. But we have left off last week. You guys were you were kind of taking a short rest right there by the dragon corpse.
Harvested a few items.
Yeah, collected a few bits and pieces.
7 left,
Yeah, seven kind of.
and then Naren left.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It was like shortly, or I guess it would have been a little after the. It probably would have been something. I imagine you guys are taking a short rest and then heading back on the road towards Everland, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I imagine along the way, probably shortly after the short rest, Naren probably would have broken off and insisted she needed to go talk to Sarastra as well.
Did so we got a full rest
Short
overnight,
rest.
right? No, but before, excuse me, before at the very beginning of the last session.
Yeah, at the very beginning of the last session, you rested outside of Hammerfell.
Yeah. Okay. And then did Rockmon use his whatever it's called, arcane recovery?
On the
Oh
short rest?
no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you would have done on the short rest, go ahead.
Okay, so he would have used because I assume he's probably low on spell slots after all that fighting.
Yeah, I think you only use like 3rd level spells though.
Okay, so I think I can recover. So we're 6th level, right? So
Yeah.
So I can recover one 3rd level spell.
Let me take a look here.
I mean, I can check that out.
Or a first and a second, or 3 first levels.
And let's see where you're at. Yeah, I would. Let's see. Let me see something.
I'm pulling it up here real quick.
28 miles. I've got to send a thing to Roll20. I keep getting this one handout regenerating. Ley lines.
Yeah, so I could do one. Also, I'll just do one third level spell. I'll recover one third level spell.
And let's see. Give me a d20. We'll say 10 or above. You're within a mile of a ley line for your
Oh,
ley line
okay.
recovery too.
Where did I put the roll? There it is.
Good deal.
Yeah, you're close enough to one that you can get.
Okay.
You can do your ley
Although-
line recovery as well.
Although I'm not so sure that helps because I don't know if I can recover a whole third level spell with that.
Let me read it.
Yeah,
Why
I
does
can pull
yours
that up
always
too.
come
Sorry,
up?
I should pay attention to this stuff.
Yours always comes up kind of minimized. I don't know why. Lay initiate. Regain 1, no higher than your intelligence or wisdom modifier. Your choice. Minimum first level. You can't use it to intelligence 3. It could get you another third level.
Okay, I'll do that then. All right, so I got 2 third level spell slots back, so that's good. In case we meet another void dragon.
And an arcane recovery.
I'm not sure how do I mark that I've actually used that, but I guess I just remember it or something.
Which one? Arcane recovery?
Yeah.
Boop. Right there.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yep.
And we'll do that. We'll add another one on there for you. There we go. Let's
Okay.
see. Combined equal to or less than half your level, wasn't it? What do I got? That. Alright. To half your levels. 3. So yeah, you can get 2 third level slots back. Alright. Anything else on the while we kind of wrap up the short rest? Or that you would have done on the short?
Just refilling that file.
Okay.
With Void Dragon Blood?
Not his.
Tongueless elf or tongueless dwarf blood.
Was the dwarf actually tongueless?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that somehow.
It was at the very end when I think Braum was turning the bodies over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did somebody get the staff? He had a staff, right?
I think Naren did.
Never got it, but it was.
Yeah, there was really nothing overly special about the staff. I mean, other than it had rings kind of embedded in it, but
The rings weren't worth much. Basically, he was just a garbage throw.
okay.
I know there was. She was trying to steal it out of his hands during the session. So
Yeah, I went back and I did some research, and no, you can't do that with Ledger Domain. If it was like a dagger in the sheath or something, once it's wielded, no. But like I said, just like I usually do, is we'll roll with it one way, and then we'll check it later.
You just have to find out which rules you don't know. And use that to our advantage.
Yeah, and that will work for one session, and then we move on. So.
But then you forget more rules because you learned the new ones.
You know, the human mind's not like a computer hard drive. I don't have to delete old stuff to make room for new stuff.
Fake news.
Sometimes I have doubts about that.
On your mind or mine?
Yes.
Okay, but you guys are, like I said, you kind of wrap up a short rest. You're hitting the road again. So it took you most of the day just to get to here. So I guess would you want to take a, because you weren't using tireless to get to this point. You were just kind of taking your time getting back.
Yeah.
Because we hadn't thought of it.
Yeah. Like I said, so would you guys, or along the way, would you guys end up wanting to stop for a long rest, or are you gonna hoof it through the night to get back to Everland a little bit quicker?
Well, given that there's only 4 of us, if we want to go faster, we can get a longer tireless boost.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any problem with not popping tireless and getting there after nightfall, so we're just a little less prominent.
Well, like I said, coming from Everland to Hammerfell, you guys used tireless, and it took you most of the day to get there between the two. With tireless. Coming back, you don't have the triple movement, so just to get to here, it took you probably most of the day. Just to get about halfway. So if you were to really push it and kind of pick up the pace and not use tireless, you'd get there, I'd say probably like the wee hours of the morning, like 4, 5, 6 o'clock, something like that.
So, Nick, you're saying that we would arrive like an MOB rather than a little boy?
Sure. Yeah, let's just get there under cover of some darkness, when the guards maybe aren't nearly as alert.
Yeah, with tireless, you'd be getting there probably right around 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah, so that's plenty dark. May as well get there at a time when we can have a reasonable shot at getting a long rest in.
Okay.
Yeah, the bars haven't even closed yet.
Let me do this.
So we'll do that.
And there's 4 of you, so that's going to be 6 hours apiece.
6 hours each.
And like I said, Naren would have taken off either at the end of the short rest or shortly after. Just a lot on our mind. And David, did you use hit die, or were you going to on your short rest?
I already used the hit die.
How many did you use? Remember?
I think 3.
Didn't reduce your 3 for some reason. There we go.
And Rockmon has like scorched feathers, right, from touching 7 when he was too hot.
Yeah, from healing, from doing your repair metal on 7, it would have not really done much. I think it did like 1 point of damage, but it would have been like kind of almost putting your hand on a hot pan kind of thing.
Okay.
Singed your feathers a little bit. Man, I hope I'm not coming down with something. It feels like I might be.
So if I used repair metal on 7, then I need to take 1 level 2 spell off.
You used your class feature to be able to do it. your shaped metal class feature.
Ah, okay.
Gives you 1 free casting.
Yep. Boy, that Christian's on top of these things. That's good.
I think
That was definitely not me.
I try to make sure I know your guys' sheets for the most part. Remember the major features you guys have. But you guys are going to kind of pick up the pace, use Tireless, and start heading back towards the city, right?
Yeah.
Sounds
towards
good.
Everland. Let's see. Someone give me a D20.
I think I did the last one.
Should I say I'm good at that?
There we go. I was about to say David. 8. Okay. So can
It's not my fault. It was the dice.
So on your way back, you guys, like I said, you guys are gonna be making some pretty good time on your way back. Take those out.
As expected.
Well, yeah. Say you guys kind of picked up the pace. Rockmon threw a Tireless on there. As you kind of come winding around one of these paths towards the city, you start to realize you're probably about 3/4 of the way back. 3/4 of the way from halfway, so like 7/8 of the way back from, I don't know, whatever it is. You're probably only about an hour and a half back, even with your Tireless pace. Coming around one of these corners is going to be this rather large stone statue of a dwarf warrior that you guys kind of noticed on your way out. About 15 feet. It's actually kind of... It looks as if something has either hit it or something. It's actually basically fallen across this road. So you're going to have this kind of larger dwarven statue kind of carved out of stone fallen across the road.
So is it like blocking the entire road that it's going to be where we have to climb over it?
It does seem to be kind of blocking the road. I mean, you could climb over it, you could push it out of the way, ignore it, and go down the cliff, climb up the cliff, whatever you want to do.
Do we see anything standing around that looks like it pushed it over?
Yeah, I would like to roll a perception check.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me perception checks.
Be wary of a
3.
ambush.
Rob's
8.
going too fast.
Bristol?
Sure.
I mean, you don't have to.
Oh, you
Man, these
bastard.
rolls.
There you
go. So you guys are gonna... So you're kind of looking around, make sure you're not going to get ambushed, see if there's anything, kind of keeping an eye out. No one's really going to... Looking around, and no one's going to see anything. Yeah. Rockmon's going to kind of look around, and it almost looks as if where it was kind of... Where the statue was kind of nestled back into the mountainside a little ways. As if there was almost like a rock slide or something that might have hit it or shifted it, but you're not going to see any people or no one like keeping an eye out.
We see nothing unusual. We are immediately suspicious.
Rissa's gonna go ahead and scrabble up on top of the statue.
Okay. Like I said, this thing's probably about, when it's standing up, it looks to be about 15 feet. So, laying down, I'd say it's probably about that 5 to 6 feet height. So, not terribly hard to climb up. Are you just climbing on top or climbing up and over? Or?
I mean, what reaches up and slaps the shit out of me when I get up there?
Nothing.
Then yeah, I just look back to the rest of the party and motioned to come on up and over, and I dropped down on the other side.
I follow.
Mago should be able to vault over it.
Well, Rockmon would be tempted to fly over it, but he'll pass on that and just climb over.
Alright, yeah, you guys are able to kind of more or less make it over and continue on your way. So, heading on towards the city. Once you get there, you're going to notice a few things. First off, like I said, you're going to get there probably about that 12 o'clock time frame. Do this.
We're all dark vision, right?
Yes, I believe 7 was the only one that didn't have dark vision.
Yeah.
Walking in out of the dark.
You can get there, the gates are going to be closed up.
How tall are the gates?
About 20 feet.
Any guards?
Yep. Kind of approaching the gate, you are going to see torchlight along the top of the walls. People moving back and forth.
Is Brahm going to disguise himself and go see if he sees any wanted posters?
Sounds like a plan.
They wouldn't be posted on the outside of the gate, would they?
Hopefully. Let
I
us
imagine
know.
they would have some kind of reference for any wanted criminals. Or to spot any wanted criminals, that is.
Do you want to kind of go up to the gate and see if you spot anything, or?
I want to cast Disguise Self.
Okay.
I'm going to look, like I did when I was alive. And then I just want to mosey on up to the gate.
All friendly like.
Yeah.
Okay. So kind of coming up to this gate, it's a couple of things that you guys didn't notice when you first came into town, partly because you guys came into town in the day. The walls themselves are, it's kind of this stone wall that wraps around the city. The gate itself actually seems to be primarily made out of wood, so it's easier for them to open and close and repair if needed. The walls themselves really seem to be the bulk of the fortification. As Brahm kind of walks up, this gentleman's going to kind of, or this dwarf gentleman's going to poke his head over the wall. We want
Heavy dwarven accent.
Are your gates open to travelers?
where are you? Awfully
I'm
late.
a
Where you coming
traveling
from?
bard, and then I play a little ditty on my hand flute.
Give me a performance check. 21. Oh, I know that song. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Where are you coming from?
The direction of Hammerfell. I passed through there, hoping to meet some new and interesting dwarves, but when I arrived, the gates were closed.
Oh, yeah, it's been locked up for some time now.
It's a shame. I hope nothing terrible is happening underground.
Well, I don't know. Hammerfell, they just do their own thing, I suppose. All right. Hold on. Wait a moment. Let me get these gates open. And he's going to disappear for a few minutes. And eventually you're going to hear this kind of You can kind of hear, it sounds like 2 or 3 people kind of dragging this gate open a little ways for you guys to get in. Come on in.
Walk in.
Just you, or
No,
He's
this is
gonna-
falling.
it's
I'm
gonna
gonna
kind of
definitely try to tailgate.
yeah. This dwarf's kind of almost doing that, like he's looking out past Brahm out the gate. Okay. Just the 4 of you then?
He doesn't say anything about the void dragon head.
No.
He sees a lot of unusual things, I guess.
I mean, we're part of the act.
Yeah.
To each his own.
Well, let's see. Tavern should still be open for a few more hours. A couple hours. Let's try to keep it down.
Of course.
Where is the tavern from here?
Let me get my book. Wrong book.
There's got to be at least 2 taverns in this town, right?
I don't know.
Hopefully not like 2 blocks in from gate 1.
Not the Broken Arrow, whatever that was called.
The broken wall.
It's part of the downside of stealing ideas from other books is then I go back and reference those books. I guess downside and upside. Where is it? 80. Okay. Because I had a handout for it and I lost it. I don't know where it went.
Hey, north is actually up on this map. That's amazing.
Uh-huh. Even on Zobek. I said ignore the compass, north is up.
I remember when we first arrived in town. It was remarkable.
Yeah, your compasses work correctly. Well, let's see. I know you guys would know right off the bat where what was that other one? The perfect bow was up here, and he would let you know about that one. There's also a bit of a dwarven tavern, or more of a dwarven bar in more over here. We'll do this. Draw shape.
I vote we go to a place that doesn't have a lot of dwarves.
Over here.
I don't know. We seem to have done all right until we started associating ourselves with Rule.
That's true.
The what did I call it? Perfect Bow is over on the west side. The one it tends to cater more towards the locals. A lot more dwarves tend to go there just because of the high dwarven population here. It's going to be called, actually, where'd it go? The Brass Otter is the other one.
The path of least resistance seems like a good option to me, but I don't know whatever you guys think.
Yeah, the tavern
Personally,
where we didn't murder people sounds
that
like an
one
easier option.
is a good option.
Yep.
I kind of like the one that's called the Bronze Otter, just because otters are really cool.
Let's do it.
But that first one we went to, we met some good friend.
That's true.
I bet he's there right now.
Maybe. Mm.
We didn't see his body like squashed underneath the the dwarf
No.
statue.
No,
We
you
didn't stop to investigate.
Yeah, probably should have.
Hindsight, right?
When we encountered that, I just had the vision of Ristel riding the back of the statue surfing his way down the side of the mountain.
All
I'm
right,
a monk. I'm a monk. I won't be injured.
So we make our way to the Bronze Otter.
Uh-huh.
Anything interesting going on in the city as we're walking through? Any, like wanted posters that we notice? Or
Give me let's see. That would be
ooh, that didn't
check
work.
that one. Let's see. Oh, wrong one. Give me... Are you just looking for posters, or are you kind of like asking around?
No, just looking around in general, just to see if we notice anything unusual in the city, and at least that's what Rockmon would be doing. It's night, so see if there's anything going on.
Yeah, perception, I guess. There's really not a good thing for like streetwise anymore, so I've been trying to think of what we can do for that. Maybe like investigation with charisma instead. I don't know.
Boy, I'm on fire.
Do this.
He shakes his night blind.
Yeah, dark vision. He's still night blind. So yeah, kind of. I guess kind of listen around town. Mongo's looking around town. Ristel's jumping over buildings.
I mean, that was while we were just rolling random skill checks, so I didn't want to be left out.
Oh.
Well, Mongo's definitely going to be
There we go. Okay.
having his olfactory senses extended in search of dinner.
I'm not sure if you could smell anything over the odor of the void dragon head, but
Yeah, so kind of looking around town. I mean, you're not going to see nothing crazy jumps out. I mean, you're not going to be seeing. There's really no. You don't see any wanted posters, at least not for you guys. Nothing like that. Occasionally, like as you kind of start to get closer to the tavern, you hear, you do hear a little bit of commotion. It sounds like a couple of drunkards kind of off to the side somewhere, arguing.
Good-natured bar fight.
Oh, yeah. As good-natured as they can be. But, like I said, you guys aren't going to really find anything. Sorry, not going to see anything. No posters or anything like that.
Okay.
So, get into this tavern. Let's see. Inside, there's going to be this male dwarf kind of posted up behind the bar. Can I help you?
Just looking for drinks and some rooms, if you got any.
And dinner.
And he's gonna kind of look over this look over this group.
We can pay.
And he's gonna do like this almost hand gesture. It's like, you guys,
What?
your kind usually goes over to the other side of town. Just, you know where you're at, right?
That's a long walk.
We were told this is the best food in town, so going to the best of the two.
Never hurts up to suck up to the barkeep.
Nope. All right. How many rooms?
Two.
All right. And he's gonna kind of turn around and kind of shuffle down into this counter. He'll kind of pull out these two keys. All right, for you for 2 rooms, plus meals, 10 gold.
Rockmon will just turn to Brahm and say, Brahm, do you think you could pick up the tab on this one tonight?
I gotcha. 10 gold, easy.
Is it 10 gold total or 10 per?
10 total.
Okay.
Yes, 10 per person. He is greedy as shit. No.
I mean, Dwarven Tavern.
Yeah.
Wrong side of town and all that.
Rockmon can give 50 silver pieces to Brahm to cover half of his. Or no, so it's 10 gold total for both rooms?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
it's 25 silver per person.
You can give him 25 silver then. That leaves him with 25, so that's good.
Yeah, 10 total and that'll cover like your basic meal and the 2 rooms for the night.
Gives me 69 silver pieces. I'm okay.
Nice.
I have 25 silver pieces. I'm okay.
I would also like to ask the barkeep where the nearest taxidermist is and when they open, and then point to Mongo.
we're planning to kill Mongo. We want to mount him on the wall.
And I guess, yeah, this dwarf is gonna kind of like look past Brahm over at Mongo.
Oh, whoa.
Is that thing sanitary?
No, he's not.
I was talking about the head, but
Oh, that. It's in a bag, I think, right?
Oh, hell no.
I don't think it is. No.
It's on his head.
Well, oh.
He cut a hole in the throat, stuck his horns up through, and is wearing it as a helm.
I don't know about sanitary, but it's the choice he made.
Uh-huh.
Rockmon will clean it up a little bit. Get the
Yeah,
extra blood off, and that kind of a
as
thing.
best you can. Yeah.
Make it look a little less disgusting.
Yeah.
The dripping gore and such.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Mongo's going to sit down and plunk down his purse and call for food. He hasn't eaten today.
Well, and you guys are still under tireless, so. Which reminds me.
Doesn't mean he's not hungry.
Right.
So,
Actually, I think it
are there
specifically
other
means you're not.
are there other individuals in the bar? Or is it pretty empty?
Overall, let's see. Let me do this. So adjust that. Okay. Overall, there would be. Yeah, actually, fairly busy.
Anyone that looks like official in any way, like somewhat that we could potentially find out who we might talk to about what we've learned about Hammerfell.
This time of night, give me a perception check. 12.
Ooh, that's good for me of the last few rolls.
Yeah, yeah. So kind of looking around, I mean, this time of the night, you're not going to really see anybody that looks, I don't know, better off or more well-to-do. Nobody looks really official. A lot of the crowd you're seeing here is a little bit more rowdy.
All right, well, we could probably figure out who to talk to in the morning then, so
Yeah.
that's not a problem.
So kind of off to one side, you'll see 3 or 4 guys kind of playing a card game. 3 or 4 dwarves kind of playing a card game. At the counter, there's like a couple of guys just kind of sitting by themselves. Otherwise, people are kind of either 2s and 3s kind of scattered around the bar.
There's no small halfling type playing cards.
Nope.
Good.
Bristol's going to be sitting up at the bar with his drink, and he's going to get the bartender's attention.
Mm-hmm.
And we're actually looking for some work around here. Who do we go to see tomorrow that might be in charge of handling that stuff? Any official like?
Well, if you're looking to help the city out, I suppose you'd want to look for Talus Gracehorn.
He's the head of the ditch diggers.
He's more like I guess you guys would call him like the mayor around here. He's kind of the leader of the city.
All right. Appreciate the information. We'll go hit him up tomorrow.
Has Monko gotten a response for his call for food?
Yeah, your food will come. Calm down. It's the second one. I missed an S.
I like the other one first better.
Grey Worm.
Grey Worm.
That's an N. Yeah, I mean, they would have brought out like the normal portion sizes. So I guess the way you played Mongo, you would think this is a little more than an appetizer. But they're gonna bring out essentially kind of like the normal serving sizes.
That would be the first course.
I mean, unless you go up and ask for more, that's the only course he's gonna deliver.
Mongo will spill out his purse onto the table. Food.
Okay. What do you want? Preference?
Yes.
Okay. He's gonna stare at Mongo for a second. But the rest of you, can you translate for him?
Just take what you think is appropriate. Bring a couple of more servings.
Yeah, but what do you want?
He has a large appetite, but I don't think he's too picky about the food. So maybe just a few more servings of what you brought.
Get creative. He'll eat anything.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah. Okay. And he'll kind of reach down and he'll fish out he'll fish out 2 gold out of it. And he'll head back into the kitchen. What you guys gonna do while you wait?
I'll relay the name of the official that I was given to the rest of the group, and I'll mention. Sounds like he might be the guy to tell about our recent excursion.
What exactly do you think we should tell him? I don't think we have anything in particular to hide or anything like that. But should we tell him that we tried to sort of barricade the gates so whatever's in there couldn't get out, but we really don't know that that's going to hold?
I think we should tell him everything that might be pertinent to the mayor of the city nearby.
I agree.
And I think we should only be that up front when we see him.
In other words, shut up. Out of character, do we want to reveal? Do we want to reveal the box?
No.
That seems.
I just got
unimportant.
a nuclear bomb strapped to my back. You don't mind that.
Well, I think that's probably it from Rockmon's perspective for the evening. I don't know that he's looking to do anything else around here.
So after we meet with Master Mayor, should we head back to court?
Go check on 7.
Sure, him too.
That reminds me, Mongo was tasked on protecting Naren, and she left.
Well, she said she was going to go back to court and that she'd meet up with you guys later.
Okay.
I'm not too sure how we're going to find her unless we go there.
Yeah, that Mongo would be good for. Not that he particularly enjoys it, but his duty calls for him to go to court where Naren is.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be much of a stretch that Sarastra knows where Mongo is at. Oh, there we go.
Well, I think that's probably best. We can go check and see what's up with our companions, and then I don't know what's everyone thinking after that.
Take it as it comes.
After that, I don't know.
See what opportunity presents itself.
Brahm, I know you wanted to look into doing something with the parts that you collected and possibly building something there. Is that something we could do here potentially before we leave, or what do you think?
Here potentially, maybe. We would first need to find a place to sell this orb, and then I take out my orb. I was originally going to sell it to the Shadow Fae because they offered me a nice sum for it, but I didn't at the time because I needed more money to save for the pieces, and I point to my bag. But I have those now, so you know, maybe it's time to liquidate our assets.
Remind me, how much do they offer?
They offered me
Something,
2,500, I think.
something ungodly, yeah.
Yeah, it was nutty.
Of course, the Shadow Fae would try to lowball you.
I don't know if that would be as popular an item here. I guess we could try and see what we could find out.
Yeah, we can certainly look around. I don't know if anyone in a town like this is just going to have that money sitting around.
I bet you the academic, the guy that told the future and a flaky guy, I forget his name, bet he'd be interested in it.
Oh,
Nicholas Flamel.
Labelle.
yeah. Nicholas
Blue.
We could
But
do
that's
that.
back
We'd have to
in
go back
Zobek.
to Zobek.
Yep.
I mean, surely there's magic users elsewhere.
But, you know, Zobek's the center of Gearforged.
I mean, give me for you're trying to think of where you could go for getting the parts made into a Gearforged body and all that. Give me a history check.
Woof.
Good thing I
That'll
rolled
work.
20.
So, Brahm's gonna know. It's like, yeah, Zobek. If you want to get like top of the line, Zobek is the place to go. It is the home and center of, well, I guess not like the birth home, but it is the capital of Gearforged and all things clockwork.
Center of excellence.
Yes. That said, Gearforged were made by, or basically initially created by the dwarves. So, going through most of the dwarven cantons, Zobek would be obviously the cutting edge, top of the line. Close behind it would have been Hammerfell, barring recent realizations. And kind of trailing behind there. If you were to go to any, most any dwarven canton, they'd be. So if you think of like if you go to the Ford manufacture plant, they're going to give you right off the line the best Ford you can probably get. If you go to an actual branded Ford dealership, yeah, it's still going to be really good. If you go into any of the dwarven cantons, they're not quite to the used car lot, but they're more like the partner dealers. It's, you can still get the stuff, but they kind of do like the certified pre-owned thing. It's still serviceable.
I would imagine the place that came up with the airships would be a viable option as well. I think it was Temple Forge.
That would have been a Hammerfell.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, shoot, let's go back over there.
There's gotta be somebody there, right? Somewhere? Yeah. Pretty much all the cutting edge, like weaponry and tech development, comes from Hammerfell.
Alright, so we go back in time.
There you go.
Rockmont can try to find a scroll of reconstitute dust and put somebody back together.
Maybe. And also, airships haven't really come out yet, so that was an optional thing in the book. Nah, I didn't want to. But if you were looking for like a smithy or like a clockwork shop here in Everland, you would probably want something more like, oh, what would that be called? the heavy comment.
It seems like if we're gonna get something made, you should do it right. You only get
Oh
the,
yeah, Rom
only
only
get to do
wants
it.
the best of the best.
Yeah, you don't want to have to do that second time. It's like, you know, if you're gonna get a new dentures, you gotta get good dentures. You don't want to get bad ones and have to do it again.
I feel I should speak up and just make sure everyone remembers what happened the last time we set foot in that Gear Force district.
I would just like to state that I wasn't there, so we'd probably be fine.
I mean, if you've got any pull with those gangs that I don't know about, that's fantastic.
I got all kinds of things. Pull might be one of them.
How far was it to Zobek? It was several days, wasn't it?
From here, we'll go to the world map. You guys have landed in Everland.
That'd be a hike and a half.
Let me just turn off grid because it's freaking out. There we go. Hold on.
It's looking like
Like
150 miles.
I
By
mean,
the
straight
shortest.
line, you're looking about 100 and right about that 200 mark.
Sure, they don't have those airships available.
And that's straight line. You're right about 200.
All right,
It seems like that.
56.
long walk.
Seems like this path might be a little bit shorter.
Yeah. Any of the spots that have a little the dots are less traveled. They're more like side roads.
Yeah.
And we did want to go back to
So that's more.
see Sarastra.
That's more of a side road. These little spots here are like ruins, kind of forgotten, or not necessarily forgotten, but very much ruins.
Mhm.
So let's
Nice.
go back to Zopek via Sarastra.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, she may or may not be willing to do that.
Oh, there we go. Ah, much better.
You said she would or would not be willing to do that?
Yeah, she may or may not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you take the main road, you have to kind of there's kind of a side path or a side road past Hammerfell, like a almost like an interstate going around town kind of thing. Takes you near it, but not too close, I guess. 30. And going south on the side roads is about the same distance. So the trade-off between the two. Obviously, main road, going that way. You have to kind of go near Hammerfell. Near-ish Hammerfell, within a few miles of it. That's going to be faster travel time, more visibility, a lot more other travelers along the road kind of thing. Going south through here, it'll take you further from Hammerfell, so you avoid that. The trade-off is travel's a little bit slower. It's not quite as frequently traveled, and it's not quite as safe. You're more likely to have wild things.
Things that hang out in ruins.
Yeah.
either way, it's going to take us weeks.
200 miles. Like I said, if you go east past Hammerfell, it will be faster. You're looking. Let's see. Let me pull up a calculator real quick. We said here to here, so going at a comfortable pace, you're looking on the hard roads, probably about that 10 to 20 miles a day. Kind of stopping for breaks, things like that. No overexerting yourself.
Oh, it's out of character. I was just trying to think about something that we could do that made sense. Because if we just zoom straight back to visit Sarastra, then then we're sort of in a weird mode of saying, where's
the other two at?
Naren's not there, and so I'm not sure what's the.
I've got something in the back of my mind in case you guys decide to go that way.
Yeah, Rockmon's happy to try to find some place to build or to get a construct that he can replace his
beetle.
His beetle with, but he now has 25 silver, so he probably needs to find someone where he can do that.
So
you know where a great place to find money might be? These ruins over here.
Yeah. So
on the way to Zobek.
Taking the going east past Hammerfell, you're looking probably about an even 2 weeks to get to Zobek. Like I said, it's a little bit faster. It's actually a little bit safer. If you were to get attacked by something, it'd probably be more likely be like bandits or something like that. If you're going south, like I said, it's a little bit slower. Your pace is going to slow down a little bit. Instead of like that average 15, you're probably going to average about 10 to 12 miles a day instead of 10 to 20.
And the unknown inhabitants of the ruins would be a risk to travel and to our lives.
Going south past the ruins, you're going to have about 3, 4, 5 days extra travel time just because of the distance on it. Probably about 3 to 4 extra days of travel. So you're looking about 2.5 weeks if you go south of the ruins. The other side is, you get to go through the Iron Crags. You get to explore that.
Okay.
Or, you guys could just go, straight that way. But then you're climbing over the hill, over the mountains, so.
Subject to survivor rolls on getting lost.
That's fine. I'm good at survival.
Yeah. See?
Well, so we should I guess we should meet with the mayor, talk to him, see if maybe he'll pay us a lot of money to go back to Hammerfell and find something out for them on the way to visit Sarastra or something like that. So. Shall we call it a night? Plan to meet the mayor in the morning?
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Okay.
So full long rest.
Yep, you guys get a long rest.
So I get my hit point back.
You get your 1 hit point back. You get, what's the rules on long rest? Half your max.
Hit dice.
Yeah, half your max hit die. Is that rounded down? I think so.
If it's an odd number, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys each can get up to 3 hit die back, which I think leaves Ristel at what, 5 out of 6? Something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So during the night,
The rest of the night.
Brahm, you say you do the kind of sleep of the dead but still awake thing, right?
Yeah.
And Ristel, you do the trance thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Mongo does the snoring thing.
Yeah. Would either of you be would either of you be awake or anything like that through the night?
Bristol wouldn't necessarily be resting easy. We may not have spotted any wanted posters, but we still killed a bunch of folks in this town.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
yeah, it would not be. I mean, wouldn't be sleeping under any circumstance, but yeah, he would still be relatively alert.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume Brahm is probably about the same way.
Okay. Risto give me perception, and Brahm do the same with disadvantage. So 9. And Brahm?
Alrighty.
An 11. Okay. So kind of as you guys are, or as everybody's kind of resting up a little bit, kind of towards the wee hours of the morning, Brahm's going to be the first one to notice it. Is almost like as the sun kind of starts to come up, you kind of see the stars kind of start to fade out a little bit. But then, almost as the sun is about to kind of crest the horizon, this blackness starts to kind of push back against it. And it just steadily gets darker and darker. But yet the stars above are still going to slowly just continually wink out. Eventually there's only going to be one star left in the sky. It's going to be extremely bright. It feels like it's almost directly overhead. And as you're watching it, it's going to get bigger and bigger. If you didn't know any better, it was approaching, or coming near the town, or coming to the town. Eventually, there's always that kind of eerie silence in the wee hours of the morning before everybody's woken up, before the crows start to caw. And this silence is going to be shattered by just this meteoric crash. And there's going to be this loud wail that actually almost like pierces your ears. You're going to hear this crashing from over this way. And almost booming inside your head. Everyone's going to hear this voice kind of booming in your head. I don't think any of you speak it, but let me look. Let me make sure. Let me check languages. Well, she's not here. Nope. 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 And nope. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna hear this loud booming voice almost inside your head. And it's saying something, but I don't think any of you would really know what it's saying. You don't understand the language that it's coming from. It is going to be loud enough and or almost painful enough that even Mongo and Rockmon are going to wake up from this. It's not necessarily going to interrupt your long rest, but it is going to wake you up. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to. How many stories is the building we're in?
Let's see. I would say it's probably a 2-story.
Are we on the second story?
Yeah.
Okay. So assuming that there's no roof access, which I don't really know why there would be, I'm just going to go to a window and throw it open and try to see, like, get a good view of this creature.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it could be.
Okay.
Who knows?
Let's see. So from where you're at, looking over there,
Where's H.G. Wells when you need him?
give me a perception check.
Yeah, Ristle had much the same idea, except he was gonna try and climb up to the roof.
You gotta climb. So for Brum, I mean, you're trying to see over to the city building, but you're trying to see over to the city square, and just the buildings in the way are just a little too tall. There's other 2-story buildings there, and they're just the way they're laid out kind of blocks your view. Ristle said you're climbing up to the roof, or you're just gonna swing out and climb up to the roof, or...
Yeah, if it'll make my task any easier, I'm going to be using the immovable rod as sort of a half ladder.
Okay. Give me acrobatics.
Okay. Does the use of the immovable rod grant me advantage?
It will reduce your DC.
Okay.
10. Okay, yeah, you're able to make it up there.
Okay, cool.
That was a you rolled what, a 3? Yeah.
Yep.
Good thing it didn't give you disadvantage, because
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, getting up there, it'll take you a few minutes. Partly it's dark, everybody's still kind of groggy. Just that this voice still kind of just slamming inside your head. It's tough to really focus while you're climbing, but you're able to kind of scamper up there. So go ahead and give me a perception check at the top.
Okay.
17. Okay. So kind of almost stretching a little bit. Maybe he kind of does that little hop thing where he's trying to see over stuff. You're gonna just make out this dark head of something humongous. Just kind of like it just barely kind of crests the top of these houses, these buildings in the way. And if you didn't know better, this looks to be a very, very large dragon.
Am I able to discern coloring, any kind of patterns? It might help me identify what kind of dragon it is.
From this distance, like I say, you can definitely see it's dark, almost black in coloring.
And it definitely wasn't speaking Draconic.
No. Let me check this.
Would we recognize the language that it was speaking, even if we don't understand it?
Give me history or arcana.
Those are the same thing.
Is Mongo gonna check or no? Doesn't have to. David.
Gotta take myself off mute first. Here we go. For history is at -1, so Arcana is at -1, so it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other. I can roll.
Hey.
There you go.
At least it's not a crit one, I guess.
Mongo's not so sure that it's actually a voice. He just thinks it's a drum.
Why is my belly rumbling in my head?
Oh. Probably start. Quiet down, voice in my head. Too loud, trying to sleep.
I'm surprised Rockman didn't roll Arcana.
It's the same for me.
Oh, is it? Okay. Brahms, like this, the sound of this voice kind of booming in your head. Brahms gonna, if you didn't know better, this is void speech.
That's what I figured. Mama's here. She's upset that we killed her baby.
She wants the toy box back.
What's the party gonna do?
How far is it to that gate over there?
Sorry, what was Rissel able to determine what kind of dragon it was?
With the you gave a 17, Ristal. Like I said, it looks. Like I said, it's like a deep, almost like purple black in coloring. You can almost see if you look at it just long enough, it almost looks like if you've ever like poked or had somebody poke your eye or something, or closed your eye too long and you start to see those little pinpoints of light. You can almost see those little pinpoints of light on it. If you had to guess, this is probably a void dragon.
Of decent, of unusual size.
Rissel is going to scramble back down to his room, and he's going to start trying to gather up the rest of the party. Assuming he can do that,
Oh yeah.
he's gonna make sure nobody's nearby, and then he's gonna say in a low voice, "That's a void dragon up there.
Oh,
Not a
yeah.
young one either. That's a old one. It can't be a coincidence that it just showed up here the day after we did."
I imagine it wants us.
Or the box.
Well, we have the box, so I don't really see much difference.
Well, we could arrange to not have the box pretty quickly.
I mean, we can't let it have this thing, right?
I mean, what's the dragon going to do with it?
Open it.
I feel like the dragon being here is problem enough. If it wants to take the box and leave and do whatever with it, that seems like we're not really much to stop it.
We can get out of here with it. We can take it to somebody who probably won't unleash it on the world.
Yeah, Sarasta would be good for that.
We could use the rings and try to make a quick exit.
That seems like a good idea.
We'll note the rings do have a 1-week recharge.
We haven't used them yet, though, right?
No.
So dealing with an ancient, huge void dragon or Sarastra.
Oh, it's
How
not
does that
ancient.
balance?
It's not ancient. If it was
what
ancient,
you're
it would have
saying
just
is we
leveled
can
the
take
city.
it.
It's definitely bigger than the last one you guys saw, but it's not ancient.
Mature.
Well,
Alright,
should
we
we
stay and we fight the dragon.
There's
got a
also
whole city,
using
to fight with us?
using the rings. You have two options. You can essentially crush the ring and have it instantly transport you, which is a much harder landing. Has a little bit of a higher DC, and you're going to do it with disadvantage. If you channel even the slightest bit into the ring, if you take a good 10 minutes to channel into it like a ritual style, it lands a lot easier. I'll say that.
Let's go with a 10-minute option.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a 1-minute option, or am I misremembering the 10-minute ritual?
Let me look. Do I have a handout for it? I thought I did. Maybe I don't. I don't. Let's see. There was... If you crush it, you can transport instantly, do disadvantage, and a higher DC. If you activate it without crushing it, it's still a high DC, but no disadvantage. And if you actually sit and channel it ritual style, there's an easier DC and advantage. But I mean, the difference between a hard DC and an easier DC is like 15 for easier, 18 for harder.
Okay.
Well, we could try to get out of town at high speed and see if we can get get clear this thing a ways before we take the time to try to use the rings, so we're not inclined to have a unpleasantly hard landing.
Mm-hmm.
That thing's across the river.
Mm-hmm.
Given that it probably followed us here, I'd rather be in a city full of dwarves that aren't going to take this thing shit to give us some distraction.
Yeah, needle in a haystack seems like our best bet right now. I say we just start channeling them right here, and if it gets close, we stop channeling and let go.
Agreed.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Sorry, we know what happens if we crush the ring and fail that DC, right? Because I'm forgetting right now.
Depending on how bad you fail it, if you pass it, you land fine. If you fail it, depending on how bad you fail, it can be anywhere from like poisoned kind of confusion for a few hours up to you flat out lose consciousness for up to a week.
Okay, but there wasn't like a crit fail and you're lost in the Astral Sea option.
I don't think I had one on there, no.
Okay.
I can put one on if you want.
As fun as that sounds.
I'll have to go back through my notes and find it, because I could have sworn I had it. Hell, I don't even see where my notebook is at now.
I think the worst thing that could happen was, like, we wouldn't land where we wanted to. We'd just be, like, a little bit further away.
Oh, that's right, yeah. If you failed, let's see, I think if you failed by, like, 15 or more, then you landed somewhere in the Shadow Realm. Not at the castle gate.
Gotcha.
Yeah, full of, CR-15s and CR-20s.
It has its dangers. I am going to make a handout for it right now. But
while you do that, we start channeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Near a window.
Keep an eye on the situation.
Well, let's take a quick break while I type that up and figure out what the dragon's going to do and go to the bathroom and all that fun stuff. Otherwise, let's see. It's I'm showing 46, so we'll be back at top of the hour.
Yep.
Sounds fine to me.
Anybody not here, speak up.
Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay. So, you guys are going to kind of start channeling into your rings, right?
Yep.
And I picture everybody just kind of sitting around this in this like hippie circle. Boom, boom. I don't know why I
holding
thought
hands,
that.
just staring out the window.
Yeah. Oh God! Please don't let me die! Please don't let me die! Please don't let me die!
So we're basically decided to abandon the Everlund city to its fate.
Sounds like it.
I mean, once we're gone, it's not gonna have any reason to stay.
It might just throw a tantrum. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Even
destroy the
though-
city, looking for us. That's all.
It's a dwarf town.
Like that Nick's follow-up character still hates dwarves.
To be fair, it makes sense for the setting. Dwarves are kind of assholes here.
Yeah.
I mean, you met the
More than
one.
is
Wolfgang
the norm.
Bauer specifically said that he made dwarves assholes in this world. It's canonical.
Yeah. I mean, you met the one guy in Zobek. He was nice.
Yeah, he wanted something out of everybody.
He offered
He's
information.
politics.
Just, hey, go over and take care of this. I'll give you plenty of information. I'll get you out of jail.
He's a politician. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take your house and ban you from the city forever, that's all.
Yeah. Instead, you decided to kill yourself. I mean,
Yeah. Just fuck him.
You showed him.
yeah. It's like, yeah, let's see him take my house. Let's see him take my house if I'm dead. Oh, wait.
Cold dead hands and all that.
I'll tell you how many traps I laid in there.
All right. But, yeah, so, Dragon. Yep. Dragon is absolutely starting to more or less attack this city. As it does, you're going to start to see... Excuse me. You will start to see people kind of pile out of the buildings, out of the houses. The various guards are kind of shuffle people away from the city center there, while others are more rushing in with their weapons and armor, trying to attack this thing. Every so often, it'll actually kind of give off this just this bellow, just this dragon's roar, and as it does, you'll actually see a couple of people actually turn and run back away from this thing.
Godzilla style.
Oh yeah,
Can we speak without interrupting the channeling?
yeah.
Okay, as we're channeling, I say to the group, like, we could always just stay and try to kill it. That'd be fun, right?
That's not funny.
Brahm is smiling. He enjoyed that. You can't see the smile, but you can tell.
You're gonna see its head kind of dip down, and you're not gonna see it for a second. But what you are gonna see is more or less this breath kind of sweep out this way, and it's gonna be that stellar flare breath. I think Ristel knows firsthand.
I have observed the effects.
Yes. I think the entire party has seen what this stuff can do. That's actually above average, but a little lower.
Do the buildings pass their save?
The buildings do not. And in fact, let's see. So
They have very low decks.
yeah.
Which makes it all the more astonishing that all of them jumped up out of the way.
All the buildings are prone. Yeah. In fact, let's see. So, how many?
Unless you have a high instance of mimic buildings.
How many is this going to catch? So it's going to catch about 17 dwarves just in front of it. And just kind of under the bellow of the dragon and the fire going by, you are going to just make out this almost pained scream of these dwarves.
Can hear Tac Tac in the background cackling.
Yeah. You are then going to... So you're going to notice something else is where it was at, or where this dragon is at, is... It's just going to be this briefest of seconds. Just this briefest of moments. You're going to see this... It's almost going to... kind of the air, the space around, it's going to kind of warp a little bit. And you're going to see almost this implosion as you see this dragon suddenly appear over here instead.
What the fuck?
Good, it can teleport.
It has an ability called Void Slip. It also has an ability called Teleport. But it has an ability called Void Slip. The dragon twists the fabric of space. Each creature within 15 feet must make a dex save or take bludgeoning damage, be knocked prone, and then the dragon can teleport to an unoccupied space. And it's going to use that, and it's going to pop to the other side of this this place.
So how many minutes of chanting do we have left?
That many.
9.
4. Wow, I rolled really high on that. Jeez. And like I said, as this thing kind of goes on, you're going to see this thing kind of every so often you'll kind of hear the little soldiers kind of running towards it, and it kind of bellows out something in void speech. You can't quite make it out, but then it just kind of reaches down and it claws at a bunch of these, and every now and then you'll actually see like a little piece of armor kind of go flying over the building top.
Gotta look for those telltale CGI details.
Not CGI. But then, yeah, after a few more minutes, you guys are going to be able to successfully teleport out. You said you're channeling, right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Shadow Court.
So once we are prepared, can we hold off for a little while before we teleport, or do we have to do it immediately?
How long are you wanting to hold off? Because I mean, it's one of those you can kind of continue channeling into it.
Okay, but so doing something like casting a spell or something like that would.
Think of it kind of like concentration.
Yeah.
So you're concentrating on this ring. So if you're going to cast something that takes concentration, you're going to essentially release the charge on the ring.
Yeah. All right.
But I mean, if you guys want to run out and try to fight it, go by all means. I won't stop you.
Margot
Don't worry,
does not
Bristol
look
will.
upon that prospect positively.
I mean, just think of all the armor you can get out of this thing. All the scales.
Think of the stories we could tell, guys. It would be great.
I mean, once that channeling process was complete,
Mhm.
Rista would be gone.
Oh yeah, Brom's out of there. Fuck that.
And
Mongo has a healthy respect for anything dragon.
who has the box? Bristol?
Bristol does.
Bristol does.
So Rockmon's going to hesitate just for a couple of seconds after Bristol goes, just to see if the dog keeps making tons of noise. Sorry, see if that affects the dragon in any way. But he's not gonna hang around. He just wants to see if that looks like that's the, you know, if that box disappearing makes the dragon change its actions.
In that short a period of time.
Give me, I mean, how long are you waiting afterwards? Just see what it's doing, or?
Yeah, 15 or 30 seconds, something like that.
Give me a D20. We'll say 16 or higher, it notices. Nope. Doesn't seem to notice. It's still wreaking havoc.
All right, I'll zap out of there.
Okay.
Probably end up in a totally different place.
45.
Hit points each.
Huh? What?
You said 45, and I said hit points each.
Nope. Not so much.
Hopefully that's not damage.
That's how much damage the dragon took in the 10 minutes. Not bloodied, by the way.
Yeah, we should have gone and helped fight it.
Oh god.
So yeah, go ahead and give me your intelligence saves.
Holy shit.
Oh
I
no.
told you we should have gone ahead and fought.
I did say I was going to use luck, but also that's a 4.
Oh boy.
I'm out for a week.
Let's see, for an intelligence check. Dog quit.
So it was
Do
channeled,
I-
so you have to make a 15. So those are all saves. So, Rockmon, give me intelligence save.
Did you just click on the intelligence on the character sheet?
You should have a little spot kind of towards the top, just to the right of your stats. You should have an area that says saves. where
Oh, that's
the check
right.
marks are.
I got it. I was thinking that there was something different. Holy cow!
Oh man. So, Braum,
That's fine.
Mongo, and
Plus 6.
Rockmon all fail their intelligence saves. Let's see. So DC was 15. Braum, Mongo is 9, so that's a con. Dashix is 5. Okay, so Braum and Mongo, give me Constitution saves.
I would like to luck this. no
The
matter what
Constitution,
the results are.
okay.
There we
Oh,
go.
thank God you looked. Oh,
I'm only
man.
unconscious for 1d4 days.
Hey. So yeah, Braum is going to be unconscious for 3 days. He's going to land and basically just almost like as you're landing, just whoa, and go unconscious. Mongo is going to kind of land, and this was a fairly tough landing. It's kind of hits him kind of hard. He's actually going to gain 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay then.
Rockmon, give me 4d6.
4d6.
Mhm.
That doesn't sound good.
4 6-sided die.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
1.
Whoops.
Yep, that's 1. Give me 3 more.
How do you do? Okay, I'll just do one at a time. Oh, this is good.
Not bad.
A lot better than
If you want to roll low.
You're gonna have poison condition for about 11 hours.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Debatable. Yeah. But yeah, you guys are gonna be poisoned for a few hours.
Better than being unconscious for 11 hours or 11 days.
It was 10 days the max between. Like if you failed both saves in a row, then it's D6 plus 4, so 5 to 10 days. No. 7 to 10 days. But party lands, and
Sarastra runs away.
Here we
And right behind us, a void dragon appears.
go. No, I wouldn't be that mean. But hey, at least nobody failed by 16 or more. So,
Yeah.
because that would have been interesting.
But seeing Braum passed out, Rista would kind of do that battlefield carry deal, like start
Well-
dragging him inside.
Are we excited at all that Rockman didn't seem to arrive at the same time?
Well, he said it was only about 30 seconds.
Right.
It would have.
So if we all are, 3 people arrive and the 4th person is missing for 30 seconds, we're all like, oh, we lost Rockman.
I don't think any of us would really be cognizant of
Yeah,
I
that's-
definitely
shit
would not
right now.
be.
If anybody would, it would have been like Ristel might have been the only one that noticed. But like I said, Braum lands unconscious, Mongo lands exhausted, and it sounds like Ristel is going straight to helping Braum.
Yeah, so that would have been the bigger distraction. I think Braum
Yeah.
passed out on the ground.
But yeah, so what's up? Oh, kind of as you land, the great big kind of gate guard guy is there again. As you guys kind of land and seeing Braum land unconscious, he'll almost laugh, or like he'll kind of stifle a laugh for a second, and then he'll come over and help carry Braum in as well.
Carrying it by his feet.
Oh no, it'll be almost one of those. He kind of picks him up and hangs him under like, almost like a cartoon style. Kind of hangs him under his arm.
Yeah, Russell's going to see that stifled laugh, and when the guy's back is turned, he's almost going to give him the finger, but he thinks better of it because God knows where this guy can see from outside his head.
The back of the helmet just kind of lifts up, and there's a little eye floating around there.
Given that
It
he
grows
has
a
been-
hand and makes that little points at his eyes and points at me.
Given that he has been selected for Sentinel duty.
But like I said, he'll kind of come in motion for the group to come in. We seem to be busy
We're
today.
all these guys.
lately.
We're all these guys' drinking buddies, after all.
Yeah,
What did you say, Travis?
seem to be busy lately. Enter.
Thank you. We seem to be running into some bad luck lately.
Hmm.
Who should we see about dropping off an artifact that needs to be sealed away?
I suppose, depending on the item, Geskef. Lord Geskef keeps tight of the armory. It's probably your best bet.
I don't know that this is necessarily something for the armory. It contains a portal to the void.
Voidling generator.
His eye's going to narrow a little bit. Lady Sarastra is currently in the courtyard. Perhaps you should go see her.
It's
What
above
would you
him.
suggest?
Above his pay grade. Don't get too close to the tree.
And kind of as you guys come in, there's going to be almost these. He'll have kind of like this small cart, kind of next to the gate, and he'll kind of unceremoniously dump Braum on it.
Wheelbarrow Express.
There's your friend. And then he'll kind of close the gate behind you and resume his duties.
Rista will take the cart and start dragging along behind him.
And we have no idea how long Brahm's going to actually be unconscious, right? We just know he's unconscious.
Yep, pretty much. Brahm, or Christian knows he's going to be unconscious for a few days.
Yeah.
Barring something externally acting upon him, he's going to be unconscious. But be very well rested.
Brahm's dreams are just a big old counter.
But where are you guys going to go?
Wherever he told us Sarastra was, I assume.
Yeah,
Courtyard.
straight to the courtyard.
Okay. Did you want to drop... do you guys want to drop Brahm off anywhere in there?
Trying to remember where the infirmary is.
I mean, they don't
Even if there was
have
one.
something specifically like an infirmary. They're more, yeah. You either kill your enemy or they kill you, kind of thing. They don't really do a whole lot of patching people up.
Assuming the queen doesn't flag us down, I think maybe we might drop Brahm off at the quarters we were using before.
Okay.
Or would we
So-
want to bring him along just in case there's something that she could do to bring him back?
Well, I mean, before you stayed in the lesser guest quarters, number 9.
Yeah. Something's just telling me that we don't want to ask too much of her in one go.
Oh, yeah. Rockmont doesn't want to ask anything of her, as a matter of fact. But it sounds like we're going to end up walking past her with Brahm anyhow, or more or less, if that's where she's at, near the tree.
With Brahm in a wheelbarrow and Mongo with a dragon head.
I'm watching something. Hold on.
So Rockmon will just say to Ristel, well, perhaps you should approach the queen and explain the situation with the box.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Since
Make
we
sure
are bringing
Brahm is
it
squared
into
away.
her house.
I mean, it could be dangerous even here. I have no idea.
Yeah, Rista will nod, and after he's done trundling Brahm to the guest quarters, making sure he's laid out proper on a bed or something, then he'll go and approach the queen.
Rockmon will go along too, but he doesn't like to talk to the queen.
Mongo's gonna keep an eye out for Seven and Naren.
Why does it keep transitioning?
Sorry, what are you referring to?
Oh, it's something outside the game. Okay, I think it stopped. But you said you guys are going to drop Brahm off at the guest quarters and come back out and see Sarastra?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, equally unceremoniously drop Brahm.
Right on the doorstep.
Oh, on the doorstep. Okay. Bring the wheelbarrow. Okay.
Ring the doorbell, run off.
We'll put him in the bathtub and turn the water on, see how he does.
Doesn't need to breathe.
That's true.
Keep him cool.
Yeah, but once he's laid out on a bed, yeah, I'll have to see the queen.
Right. Yeah, so take him in, actually kind of lay him down. Take a couple seconds. And heading back out. Like I said, Sarastra is kind of out, almost tending to this tree. The kind of looking around, you do see the various castle staff kind of milling around doing their various tasks, their works. Every now and then, one will kind of, or yeah, a pair of them will kind of stop and point at the group or at the three of you, and kind of whisper and continue on.
What's the red line?
That's the path that Rockmon's taking.
Yeah, Rissel's making sure to keep a healthy distance from the tree as he approaches.
I don't know how to get rid of the red line, sorry.
It's okay. Boop, there we go.
No, thank you. There's got to be some way to do that.
Seems everyone is eager to return. Been gone barely a few days.
We haven't counted much in that time.
Clearly.
Mago makes sure to nod his head vigorously.
Nice picture, like, because you're wearing the dragon head that just kind of,
yes,
it lolls on your head too.
Yes, it appears the city of Hammerfell is gone. The residents dead or worse. Dracul have invaded the city, and some manner of monsters, I don't know where they came from or if the dwarves there created them, are roaming the city. And along the way, we came across this. And Risto will carefully remove his pack and detach the box from it and kind of present it to Sarastra.
Mago takes 2 steps back.
This box contains some manner of portal to the void. And we've been pursued by multiple void dragons now, seemingly in search of this thing.
We took care of the first one.
And she's gonna kind of hold her hand out. The box, please.
And Risto will place it there.
The bundle.
The lock was damaged in our attempt to see what was inside, so we had to improvise.
And she'll kind of look it over. I see that. You said it's a portal of some sort? A gateway?
That's what it appears to be. When we opened it, a voidling emerged. And once we dealt with that, another one came out. And struck us that had we left it unopened, or had we left it opened, more would have just kept coming. And she's gonna kind of like reach down and almost start to unrope or untie this this knot, and kind of.
Mago takes another couple of steps back.
Rockmon will just speak up and say, we actually found this box in the hands or the arms of a dead dwarf who was on the trail on the way to Hammerfell. And when we were returning back from Hammerfell, that's when we were attacked by the first void dragon, who seemed to be desperate to get the box.
The first.
Yes, that one. And he's going to gesture to the head on Mongo's head.
Muggle nods his head up and down.
The second came when we returned to Everland. We were going to inform the leadership there of what we found in Hammerfell, but before we could do that, a much larger void dragon landed in the town square and began wreaking havoc. We didn't fancy a fight with that thing. Not with both Seven and Naren otherwise occupied. And he's going to look a little questioningly at Sarastra on that last bit.
Naren is resting. She's been through a great deal recently. As for your friend Seven, he's no longer here.
If I may, my queen.
The
Where
puppy's
is it?
making... Oh, sorry.
Did all that come through, or?
I heard whining. I heard Ristel starting to ask something, and Dashik started to say something, and then puppy whine.
If I may, my queen. Where is Seven?
Seven did come through here. Oh. Yesterday? Early yesterday, I believe. Seeking my guidance, my aid. I offered it to him, and he left. Where he is now, I don't know.
Gone to a farm upstate.
I must admit I wasn't sure of what should be done with Seven after what he became. But if you saw fit to let him be on his way, then that is clearly the right choice.
Well, he was greatly concerned about what he found out about himself. But as I said, I offered him my aid, and he's left.
Very well. As for the other things that we found, what would you have us do about them?
As for the dragon, I shall kind of look over to Mongo. Go to the smithy. They can hopefully clean that up somewhat.
Mago was thinking much in the same terms.
Is she talking about the dragon head, or is she talking about the?
The
Dragon
dragon
head.
head, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
And,
Sorry.
and parts and pieces.
Yeah, looking at her, she's kind of grossed out by it, kind of disgusted. You at least hollow it out, something. Clean it before you wear it, please. For the box, like I said, she's gonna reach down and kind of finish unwrapping it.
Holding it shut with one finger and a thumb.
No. And she's actually going to lift it open just a little bit. And she's going to kind of let one of these voidlings out.
Well,
And kind of
Mongo did step back 4 paces.
and let's see. We're about there, sure. And as this one kind of clambers out of the box, she's going to close it again and kind of frost over it.
Ristel's popping his flame hands when this thing starts coming out.
Yeah, Rockmon's just going to speak up and say these things seem to be a bit dangerous, and he's going to be ready to cast a spell at the thing.
She's going to kind of almost with like this sweeping gesture. Gonna make this shadow rift, and just this almost tear in the darkness, tear in the dark behind it is going to form, and it's going to basically envelop this thing. Let's see what it does for a con save, because unless it crits, it's not going to pass. No. And it's effectively going to almost be eaten by this rift. And she'll kind of motion for one of the nearby attendants over. Kind of hand the attendant this box, and let's see.
Well, it took all of Mongo's strength to keep the box closed.
Mm-hmm. She's gonna hand the box over to this attendant. Take this to the armory. Let Geskif know it needs to go into the
Special room.
more dangerous artifacts. And this attendant's going to kind of take this box and Umbral kind of respond to her, yes, my lady, and then rush off, kind of clutching this box with both arms. And then she'll kind of turn back to the party. We'll warn you, I do not suffer cowards lightly. However, you have brought me quite the toy. Please, feel free to rest.
As you wish, my queen. And when we find a coward, we will deal with it.
At that, she's almost this wry smile is going to kind of just briefly kind of creep over her face.
You
We'll
do
see.
that.
We'll see. And yeah, you guys are going to be able to kind of rest up here for, I don't know how long you guys want to rest. And eat potato chips.
Actually, it's a pickle. Gotta wait for Brom to wake up.
Oh, pickles.
Hey, Nate. Oh, is he on? He went active.
No, he's not.
He went active, but not on the call.
Mm.
I've been sending him a couple of messages on another Discord server. Oh, I thought it was going to be quiet for a second. Rockmon was pretty tempted to say something, but I think he would have. He totally doesn't trust Sarastra at this point, and
Okay.
I don't think he would. I think he would just not say anything. So,
Okay.
so that's fine.
So, Brom, excuse me, Mongo's gonna go check with the Smithies in room 6.
Right. But yeah, it sounds like you guys are gonna wait for Brom to kind of wake up on his own, which was what, 3 days, I think.
Yep. 3 days.
So you guys got 3 days of downtime to kind of hang out and chill.
So Rockmon would have probably gone over to see the Smithies as well,
Mhm.
and just he'd like to ask them if they saw Seven when he was there, if they had any idea, if they saw him and if they had any idea where he might have gone.
Give me persuasion. Excuse me.
Sounds like they aren't going to say much to Rockmon, and they're not too enthused with cleaning up the dragon head.
Would anybody?
Rockmon did.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to tell you. No, he was here. Your friend spoke with the Queen, Lady Sarastra.
So you guys, you didn't get a chance to talk to him.
No,
Oh, okay. I thought maybe he might have come by here before he left or something, and you might have had an idea. I'd like to find out where he went. He's our companion. I can't imagine he would abandon us. So just curious what could have where he could have gone.
as we said, he met with Lady Sarastra. He left the courtyard. Beyond that, we don't know.
So how much do I believe what they're saying to me?
Give me an insight.
Blech.
Sounds legit.
All right.
So what's their reaction to the dragon materials?
Oh, disgust.
They work with metals.
Well, more the fact that you just set a disembodied head, a dragon head, on their table.
Yeah, like you've done nothing to clean and dress it.
Rockmon cleaned it up some.
Yeah, but I mean, you hacked this head off the dragon and then poked a couple holes in it and said it's a helmet.
If
Well,
it's still,
I've
if
got
it's-
a packet of scales and some fangs and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. But I mean, just as far as the like slap. Oh, yeah, well, Minotaur. Uh-huh. What do you want us to do with this?
Rockmon will try to clean things up a little bit.
Yeah, and you did prestidigitation on it before, so
Yeah, but I mean,
it's not like
probably-
it's still kind of oozing a little bit. It's been about a day, so it probably doesn't smell the greatest.
Some brains leaking out.
Yeah.
try not to have it mess up their shop. They seem like pretty good
Yeah.
guys.
A male and a female.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Right, like I said, both of them are just gonna be, ew, fine. What do you want us to do with it?
Thought you might be able to use some of this for enhancing my armor. It, if not useful for enhancing my armor, I'm sure somebody around the place could use this for something.
And with the amount of materials you have, there's not really enough to make a suit of armor or anything out of it for you. And the armor you have, they really can't enhance already, because your armor is already basically one piece with like a couple of joint plates, things like that. But the bulk of your armor is effectively one piece, large single plates. So it's tough to really modify it much. Kind of looking at it. Let's see. With what you have there, they could probably make the scales, the head. I mean, they could possibly salvage all of it and maybe turn it into like a single set of hide armor. Even then, it's almost that's going to be the best that they can possibly do with it.
Okay. Tougher than standard hide armor, though.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, I'll donate it to the cause.
Okay.
Do I get to keep the scales and the fangs?
It would take all of it. You'd be able to keep the fangs. That's about it.
Okay.
Or they can probably break those out for you.
Good souvenir. Oh, necklace.
Well, yeah, if you just want to like give up one fang, or if you just want to keep one fang out of it, they could turn it into a necklace for you.
There you go.
Probably
That'd be
carve. They could probably
that'd
carve
be-
that into like a specialty dagger for you, a bone dagger.
Barbarian would. I could see a barbarian having a necklace.
Yeah.
Particularly of a dragon fang. It'd be easier to bad neighbor to add that rather than a whole head.
Yeah, like I say, you kind of tore up the head a little bit when you jammed holes in it.
He's not a subtle guy.
And it's one of those, like, they could possibly turn all the stuff into a helm, but I mean, it won't really increase your AC, and your armor itself already has not necessarily a helm, but a little bit of a, or almost a collar to it. It wouldn't really, you wouldn't be able to wear the two of them together comfortably.
Okay.
But yeah, the rest of it, if they were to salvage all of it, they can probably make a set of hide armor out of it. Turn the two daggers into or turn the two fangs into a pair of daggers if you wanted. It'd take them a few days to do it. So.
couple of fangs into daggers and one fang as a necklace?
Well, out of you figure you're gonna have 2 large fangs out of it. You could
Too
get
large
1
and too
dagger.
small.
Yeah. I mean, would you want the daggers to be more, or the it's gonna have to be the 2 bigger fangs to be the daggers.
Yep, and 2 smaller fangs as a necklace.
You can do that. You turn a couple of the smaller teeth into a necklace.
That's sufficiently barbarian-ish.
Mm-hmm. The dagger. So over the next, like I said, 2, 3, 4 days, while you're waiting for Brahm to kind of wake up, they can turn that, like I said, into a set of hide armor. I'll have to put stats together for that. They can turn the dagger into.
Well, the hide armor will go into their armory.
Oh, you're just gonna straight up give it to them? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will happily take that then. Let me see. 2 daggers and a necklace, right?
Yep. Hopefully it won't be a void dragon magnet.
They can turn. They're able to turn one of them. They kind of use one almost as like a sample piece, and they're able to turn it kind of into just a standard dagger. There's a couple of spots along the way where they kind of chip a little thing or chip a spot here or there. When they come to the second dagger, they're able to kind of, after working with the first one, the 2 of them are kind of able to work with it a little bit, and it's going to be something akin to like a dagger of venom, but it's going to be cold 2D. It's going to deal an additional 2d10 cold damage, and possibly become slowed for 1 round.
Okay.
I'll put stats together. I'll put a handout together for it.
Is Dagger of Venom a SRD item?
Dagger of Venom is in the SRD, but it's going to be, so it'll be like that, but it's going to be a little different. I'll tweak it. I'll put a handout for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything special about the necklace?
It's a necklace.
Okay.
So Rockbond at some point will, if I can get in a word with the crazy dog, there's a bunch of deer going through my yard, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to want to say something to Ristel. Good grief, dog. Quit. Just saying, when we're alone someplace where no one else is around, just say, ask him, what do you think about what Sarastra said regarding 7? That seemed a little strange to me.
Who's he asking now?
Bristol, he's asking. So in other words, he's saying, do you think that this is do you think what she was telling us makes sense? It doesn't seem like something 7 would do, to just come here and then take off and not leave a message for us or anything.
Given the monster he's become, who can say?
So out of character, what happened? Because since I didn't listen to the very end of the last session, did 7 talk to us intelligently after the fight, or did he just zip out?
After you brought him up, he was concerned. He did speak intelligently, and then basically kind of took off.
He was basically
I'll be right back.
breaking down, and then he and Naren had a quiet conversation before he crushed his ring and poofed to the court.
So he crushed it then.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I suppose he could have gone back to the Margrave, thinking he was a danger to us, and then decided to go back to his old way of life at the Margrave. Although I don't know how likely the fire elemental or whatever it was that came out of him is to, break out at any time.
I don't know that he would have come back to the forest. Then again, I don't know who's running things in there right now. Him or the monster. Or if there even is a difference.
Yeah. I don't know if we should try to go look for him. I mean, he's been a good companion. I hate to just abandon him to his fate, but like you said, I don't know exactly what kind of condition he's in, or what's happened with that whole monster sort of taking over.
He was a good fighter. And he left us. If he wants to leave us in his wake, I don't think there's all that much we can do to stop him.
Well, true. Perhaps we can speak with Naren when she's available and see if she can cast any light on the whole situation. It seems odd to me. I would expect. We've known Seven. Well, I've known him a little longer than you, but I would expect that he would have given us some sort of a message. But again, maybe not. If this monster had mostly taken over, maybe not. I don't know.
He spoke to Naren a bit before he left. I don't know what was said.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll
know him better. So.
Yeah, I guess we'll wait and see what she has to say once we meet up with her. Do we know if this is out of character? Do we know from hanging around for a day or whatever? Do we get any sense how long Naren's going to be away? Is she? Are we expecting her back in the same sort of time frame that's going to take Brahm to recover, or is it going to be longer? Do we have any sense of that?
I don't really give you any sense of it, no.
Okay. But at some point, Rockman's going to say, "I'm not terribly comfortable hanging around here, but clearly we need to get Brahm to recover. But we're going to have to decide what we're doing next, and perhaps we can ask someone if they have a sense of when Naren will be available to travel with us again, or if she is going to do so."
I would certainly like to know when Naren is able to rejoin us. I don't know that the Queen would be willing to share that information with us, so...
Yeah, I'm not... maybe it's just my imagination or a false concern, but I'm not terribly comfortable with what the Queen... or what she may or may not say to us. I think she has her own agenda, and it doesn't have much to do with us.
The prerogative of royalty.
Indeed.
As for our next move, if Brahm wants to go back to Zobek, you want to replace a beetle. I'm not excited about the prospect, but I don't know, maybe with no unusual gear forge along with us, maybe we'll attract less attention in that damn district.
We could also contact some of the folks that we know there and see if they could direct us to the most safe contact in the gear district to try to avoid trouble. I don't know if we want to go back and talk to those folks again, or at this point or not, or they may be in Bratislava. I have no idea.
That is like another consideration. What might be the state of the city? They were preparing for war last we were there.
I don't know if they had a sense that they might be attacked or if they were, you know, just going to go to Bratislava. It seemed like the latter.
That's the impression I got.
I'll have to admit that when the Queen said that she didn't, I don't remember exactly how she phrased it, but when she said she didn't appreciate cowards, I did feel a bit of a twinge of guilt about abandoning the dwarven city. I don't know that we could have done too much to make any difference there, but I do feel like we ended up bringing some further tragedy to that city by our appearing there.
She doesn't care about the dwarves. She wants to know that she can rely on us. And to date, we've run from a lot more fights than we've had victories. I'd make those same choices again. She's not entirely wrong. We need to be able to prove ourselves worthy of the status she bestowed upon us. That is, if we're going to continue relying on her for aid and support.
Well, she hasn't asked us to do anything in specific at this point, so I guess we can think about that a bit and see what happens next. I don't think it was such a bad idea for us to bring that crazy box here to get it away from other places. I have a feeling that that's what the Void Dragon was after, not necessarily the looking for retribution for us killing the other one. I don't know that it would have known about that.
What we need to do is make some coin. Start finding some jobs.
Yeah, I could use a little bit of money. I think I'm at the bottom of the barrel. I think Brahm has some options for bringing in a good chunk of cash, but I think he needs to spend some of that to get his new body.
I picked up a few bits and bobs that I can palm off.
We could have made a little bit more money on the getting the honey from the bees. That didn't work out as well as we hoped, but that wasn't well, it was I think we were offered as much as 500 gold, so and that was before, or well, when we were unaware of the details of it. I think it was probably a lowball offer at best.
Seems to me that avenue is closed off to us now.
Yeah. We also had that connection in Zobek that with Brahm's friend, so that's something that we could if we did go back to Zobek, we could potentially look into that. Although I think that may have been a very short-term opportunity, so it may be too late to have any impact there.
Given our run-in with that last bunch of Dracul, I'm not excited to go looking for more contact. There's nothing against our friend here, but he's not a tool of the Empire, at least as far as I know.
Right. One other thing that I think would be potentially of interest is the going back to Shadow Crag. I think there were some other things there that we likely could have found. It might also be interesting to see what's happening with the group there.
All keeps coming back to that damn forest.
True, we haven't had the greatest luck in the forest. I'm certainly open to other ideas.
Probably a lot of money to be made elsewhere. Free cities. Marodi Empire. Back out on the plains. But first order of business is probably to head back to Zobek.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. We can get Brahm taken care of, possibly get a new construct, and gear up a little bit. I think that might be a good option, and then we can see where to go from there.
And that's what we'll do.
By the way, Nick, at the face-to-face D&D I had last night, only out of the group of 8 people, only one other person recognized who Baba Yaga was. I was surprised.
Smart dude.
So, what's Mongo doing on all of this?
He's standing by, ready for working with the armorers to get the necklace and daggers ready.
And I missed it because I had to step away for just a second. But Rockman Dashik, you were asking Ristel what he thought of what Sarastra was saying, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And you guys ended up getting that figured out.
As much as we are, I think the key is we're going to wait and hear what Naren has to say.
Okay. So then the rest of the time, are you guys going to want to do anything during the, I guess, the 3 days that you're here? 3-4 days you're here?
So Rockman would be interested in working on copying his spells from into the other spell book, but he has like 50 cents or something like that, so I don't know. I may have to steal some money out of Brahm's pack as long as he's unconscious. and get some materials or whatever. So,
well, I mean, there's a library here.
Yeah. All right. Well, so he would definitely be interested in doing that. So we, outside of the game time or whatever, we can figure out. What we can do on that.
For an honorary night of the realm, we could probably pawn off borrow some parchment or whatever materials to do your spell copying.
Well, I mean, there's a few things you could do here. One, they would have the materials, so that way you could transcribe those stuff. Like your room and board's going to be covered while you're here, so don't worry about that. If you need something specific like wizards materials to transcribe spell books, they would be able to provide that. They would also have essentially like wizards on site. So like if you wanted to learn something, they would have somebody that would be able to teach quite a bit.
Shadow spells.
Mostly shadow spells, yeah. Mostly shadow spells. Maybe 1 or 2 illumination spells, but primarily shadow.
You could get a lot more stuff into your spell book.
Yeah. So if we want to try to do something with that offline, that's fine, or however you want to.
Yeah.
So,
that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Ristel?
Which area of the palace were we initially told was off limits?
Off limits. Before you became knights, like when you very first came in, that would have been the Winter Palace, the northern section. I think that's northern.
Okay. Now that he is a full-fledged knight of the court,
well, honorary
I
knight,
think.
but yeah.
Well, I mean, he was when he took that pact. That became something more, didn't it?
That became something different.
Rissel's going to chance it. He's going to start exploring.
I mean, yeah, even as honorary knights, you would be allowed relatively safe passage into the Winter Palace. And all of you would be. You guys are tentatively, like, if you go into the royal halls, they won't stop you, but that's where a lot of, like, visiting dignitaries tend to go to the royal halls.
We could go visit Kesketh.
Could. He's kind of up doing his thing.
Yeah, Rissel's more or less roaming the halls, getting a lay of the land, until he runs out of areas to explore or someone stops him.
Are you looking for anything specific, or just kind of like checking it out?
Just exploring.
Okay.
Browsing, if you will.
Does the college thing, draws a face in the mask? So, just kind of exploring. Okay. Give me... Let's see what we got in here. I'm gonna say, yeah, I mean, you do kind of find a lot of different things. Like I say, if you're going in, like, it's one of those, like, oh, that door's locked, not going in there. Oh, there's guards on that one, I'm not going to go in there kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would say you would find most of the stuff. You'd find a lot of the more interesting rooms, kind of figure out what they are, that kind of thing. Give me a D20. What are you going to find? How good's the stuff? A 5.
5 magical items.
The kitchen is really well stocked.
Yeah. 5 magically delicious items.
Like I say, you don't really find anything, no real magical items or anything like that. Nothing out of place. A lot of the rooms seem to be pretty well locked down, but like I say, you are kind of asking around. You're, oh well, that's the servant quarters. That's the silver chain courtesan, things like that. The various staff are able to tell you, yeah, don't go in there, don't go in there, don't go in here.
Yeah, Rissel's ears definitely perk up at courtesan.
The silver chained courtesan. So if you go there, like I said, the doors, it's not locked. It's a little tougher to open. You just have to give a little bit oomph. But inside, there's going to be various individuals effectively not really restrained here, chained in, but yeah, there seems to be the queen's room of courtesans, where she keeps her playthings.
Male and female.
Male, female, other, uncertain. It seems to be like silver chained because partly because like there's actually like almost dungeon style chains and like manacles on the wall, but they're made out of like this really fine etched silver. And even like the curtains kind of have instead of a rod or anything like that hold them up, they're almost attached to these chains kind of coming across.
It's got a theme.
A little bit. The other thing you would probably find is the Shrine to the Shadow Gods, which is 25 as soon as I find it. Oh no, that's not going to be 25 because it's the armory. We'll say...
Yeah, Kesketh is over there, so...
It's
Geska
39.
is the shadow god.
Yeah. Shrine of the
That we
Shadow
know of.
Gods is 39. Mistress Gossamer. We'll flip those around. Just because. Make that nice and easy.
Ah, okay.
Right next to it. But yeah, kind of looking around, you would end up finding like this kind of side room. It has various there's kind of one large altar in the center of it with various smaller effigies to the different darker gods, a lot of the shadow gods. And I mean, like, unless you're going to go into the armory, that'd be about all you find.
Nah, I've already fucked around with Geska enough.
Okay. Let's see. But it sounds like Mongo's just kind of hanging with the Smiths for a few days while they work on that stuff.
Yep,
Okay.
helping where he can.
You don't have proficiency at Smith tools or anything, right?
Yep,
Nope.
but he's eager to help.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, I mean, they'd pretty much use you as a gopher. Hey, go get this hammer. Go get these tongs, kind of thing.
Beat on this bucket of sand for a while.
I just flipped over to the Dark Gods, and Sarastra is in the Dark Gods.
She has a temple to herself.
Yeah, pretty much.
I respect that.
Yeah.
She's a god with humility.
That is a word you could use. Not the word I would use. But yeah. And Rockmon, yeah, we can kind of work offline with what spells they would have available, that kind of stuff. How long it would take to learn them. Otherwise, I think we're pretty well set for the day. Unless anybody has something they want to do.
Do you know if Sarah's going to come back with Naren or if Sarah's going to come back with somebody else?
She's coming back with Naren.
Okay.
Yeah, Naren's coming back. She's going through some stuff right now.
Some business to attend to.
Uh-huh.
Her friend is dead.
Ooh. Seven's left. I don't know. He's not here.
He's dead to us.
Well, dead to us is different than he's just not here.
Eh.
When Sarastra said he left, we heard he passed on.
Okay. But otherwise, like I said, if there's nothing else, we'll go ahead and wrap up for the night.
I dropped a dagger of venom from the SRM
SRD.
or SRD into Mago's sheet.
Like I said, I'll go in and adjust. I'll make a handout for that and adjust the stats on it, all that junk. Because it's based on a dagger of venom, but it's a little different.
Okay. Dagger of void dragonness.
Basically a dagger of cold. Or like an icy venom kind of thing. Otherwise, yeah. Let's see. I don't think we're not having a session next week because I have to work, and I don't know about the week after that. We'll find out.
Yeah, it's good we're not playing next week. I'd probably be on a bus.
Well, thanks for sticking around, guys. We're gonna wrap up for the night. So have a good night, everyone. Bye.